Hey guys, I'm back reading the Bible again, so let's get back into this, shall we? And we were on chapter 13, I believe. I hope so. But then Abraham went up from Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, to the south. Abraham was very rich in livestock, in silver, and in gold. And he went on his journey from south as far as Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai, to the place of the altar which he had made there at first. And there Abraham called on the name of the Lord. Lot also, who went with Abraham, had flocks and herds and tents. Now the land was not able to support them, that they might dwell together, for their possessions were so great that they could not dwell together. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abraham's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. The Canaanites and the Perizzites then dwelt in the land. I'm really bad at the names in the Bible. So Abraham said to Lot, Please, let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsman and your herdsman, for we are brethren. Is not the whole land before you? Please separate from me. If you take the left, then I will go to the right. If you go right, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted his eyes and saw the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as you go towards Zoar. Then Lot chose for himself all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east. And they separated from each other. Abraham dwelt in the land of the Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent even as far as Sodom. But the men of Sodom were exceedingly wicked and sinful against the Lord. And the Lord said to Abraham, after Lot had separated from him, Lift your eyes now, and look from the place where you are, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land which you see I give to you, and your descendants forever, and I will make your descendants as dust of the earth, so that if a man could number the dust of the earth, then your descendants also could be numbered. Arise, walk in the land through its length and its width, for I give it to you. Then Abraham moved his tent, and dwelt by the terebinth trees of the Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built an altar there to the Lord. Chapter 13. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel king of Shinar, Arak king of Elasar, oh my god, Chedorlaomer king of Elam, and Tidal king of nations, that they made war with Berak king of Sodom, Bersha king of Gomorrah, Shinab king of Admah, Shemeber king of fuck the light off. King of Zebah, then the king of Bela, that is Zor. All these joined together in the valley of Siddim, that is the Salt Sea. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer. In the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him came and attacked the Rephaim. Oh, this is a rough chapter. The Rephaim and Ashtor, Kudnaim, the Zuzim and Ham, the Amim and Shaveh, Kiriathaim and Horitz, and their mountain of Sire, and as far as El Paran, which is by the wilderness. Then they turned back and came to En Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and attacked all the country of Amalekites, and also the Amorites who dwell in Hazon Tamar. And the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, the king of Bela, that is Zor, went out and joined together in battle in the valley of Siddim against Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, Tidal king of nations, Amraphel king of Shinar, Arak king of Elasar, 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of asphalt pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fell there, and their remainder fled to the mountains. Then they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah, all their provisions, and went their way. They also took Lot, Abraham's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods departed. Then one who had escaped and came and told Abraham, the Hebrew, for he dwelt by the then one who had escaped came and told Abraham, the Hebrew, for he dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre, the Amorite brother of Eshcol and brother of Aner, and they were allies with Abraham. Now, when Abraham heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his 318 trained servants who were born in his own house and went in pursuit as far as Dan. He divided forces against them by night, and he and his servants attacked them and pursued them as far as Aboah, which is north of Damascus. So he brought back all the goods, and he also brought back his brother Lot and his goods, as well as the women and the people. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him in the valley of Sheva, that is, the king's valley, after his return from the fleet of Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was the priest of God Most High, and he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abraham of God Most High, processor of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. And he gave him a title of all. Now king of Sodom said to Abraham, Give me your persons and take the goods for yourself. But Abraham said to king of Sodom, I have raised my hand to the Lord, God Most High, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will take nothing from a thread to a sandal strap, and that I will not take anything that is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abraham rich, except only what the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men who went with me, Aner, Eshcol, Amir, let them take their portion. Alright, that was a horrible chapter for me, and I don't really know what's going on all that much, but we're on chapter 5. After these things, the word of the Lord came to Abraham in a vision, saying, Do not be afraid, Abraham. I am your shield, your exceedingly great reward. But Abraham said, Lord God, what will you give me, seeing I go childless, and the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus? Then Abraham said, Look, you have given me no offspring indeed. One born in my house is my heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, saying, This one shall not be your heir, but one who will come from your own body shall be your heir. Then he brought him outside and saw. And the light went off again. Then he brought him outside and said, Look now toward heaven, and count the stars, if you are able to number them. And he said to him, So shall your descendants be. And he believed in the Lord, and he accounted it to him for their righteousness. Then he said to him, I am the Lord, who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans, to give you this land to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, how shall I know that I will inherit it? So he said to him, Bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, and a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. Then he brought all of these to him, cut them down the middle, and placed each of the opposite of each other, even opposite the other, and did not cut the birds in two. And when the vultures came down to the carcasses, Abraham drove them away. Now when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, and behold, horror and great darkness fell upon him. Then he said to Abraham, Know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will afflict them 400 years. And also the nation whom they serve I will judge afterward. They shall come out with great possessions. As for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried at a good old age. But in the 4th generation they shall return here, for iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete. And it came to pass, when the sun went down and it was all dark, that behold, there appeared a smoking oven and a burning torch that passed between those pieces. On the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, saying, to your descendants I have given this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates, the Kenites, the Kenizzites, the Kadmonites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Rephaim, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Gershites, and the Jebusites. Oh, well, we're done with those chapters, and it was really bad for me with all the names. I really suck at pronouncing the names. So, yeah, until the next one.